you live from wherever you are listening to this show, whether you're in your car, on your computer, at your desk, on your phone, hanging out with your friends, watching us live on YouTube, or listening to your podcast. It's the Revert Radio Show, broadcasting from the studios of 1440 AM WMKM Detroit with your host, Abdullah.
Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. As we always start our show with the name of Allah, the Most High, the Most Merciful, the especially merciful. We praise Him, we thank Him, because all praise is due to Allah, the one and only deity worthy of being worshipped. Another day, another show. We thank you for joining us, for tuning in on the radio, for tuning in on YouTube. We appreciate you as you are a part of this show. You and all listeners are the reason why this show is going. We got a new show today, beautiful show today. It is the end of the year. For a lot of people, this is a special time. For a lot of people, this is a good time for them to get their books out and start doing their calculations and accounting and all that good stuff. For some people, this is a year that's ending and a new year is coming up, and all we can do is just be prepared for a new day, be prepared for more life to live if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills that for us. As we all see, people are in a different spirit here in America. There's a lot of people who are celebrating different holidays, different celebrations. We want to advise everybody who are celebrating, whatever it is that you're celebrating, not to even talk about the celebration, just to be careful. Don't harm yourself with these celebrations. Celebrations doesn't mean that you have to harm yourself, whether it is by getting high or drunk or doing crazy things or spending more money than you're supposed to or you're able to. You know what I mean? Do not harm yourself. You're still human. You still have um, capacities and limited capabilities. You're not Superman. You're not somebody who will live forever. It is something that you're going to talk about the next day, but you want to say something good about what happened the previous day. You don't want to say, "Oh, dang, I should have never done that." "Oh, dang, I should have." There's no need for that. If you're going to celebrate whatever it is that you're celebrating, make sure it's safe. Don't be sorry. I'm telling you, be careful. And whoever is not celebrating, just living your life regularly, be careful out there, because there's some people that don't listen and they celebrate wrong. And this is bad, but it is what it is. Life is going to go on. Today, we're going to talk about, as we mentioned, about giving. And as we know, as Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about giving a lot in the Quran. Giving is what makes us humans. Giving is something that is very important in our lives. We feel a difference when we give. We feel like we accomplished something. It is true that we work hard for what we have. We work so hard for what we have, and we strive and we struggle and we take away from our time so we can have what we have. But when we come to a point where we see somebody in need, we give them and we feel amazing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters who are listening, giving honestly and truthfully and strictly for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't require you to wait for a reward back. Even though you might get a reward, don't get me wrong. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives reward to a lot of people who give. Now, do you give because you're waiting for a reward? Do you give because it's like a favor for a favor? I'm going to do you right, so you have to do me right. I'm going to give you so you can give me. If you're tuning in from Detroit or from America altogether, you can call us at 313-871-9656. 313-871-9656. This is 1440 AM WMKM. We're coming to you live, alhamdulillah, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 4 days a week. We're doing this as part of getting back to the community, to the society. Because we're living in this life, and we have a lot of things. You as a doctor might have healing strategies to help somebody heal, inshallah, by the will of Allah. You as an engineer might have some kind of techniques or something to make a better house or make a better efficient home for somebody who don't want to spend a lot of money in heating or electricity or water bill or whatever, you know what I mean? Everybody has something to give. And if you have information, or if you're able to put your hand or you have access to information, it is good to share information. It is very good to share information. If you don't have it and possess it in your head as a scholar, then what you can do is share it. Like you're listening right now to, whether you're listening to this or you're listening to something else, you can share what you're listening to if you think it's appropriate, if you think it's something that you benefit from, or something that people might benefit from. You know what I mean? So giving is not strictly to give money. You get me? Giving is not strictly by giving clothing or something like that. Giving is more, is giving a hand of help. Giving is giving a spot for somebody to stay at if they don't have a home. Giving is maybe giving a blanket for somebody who's cold and doesn't have that blanket. Giving is so much more than just cash money. You know, even though cash money can buy you things, but cash money is not everything. A smile, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says that a smile is more than a smile. My Bixby is just coming on. Sorry about that, guys. A smile is more than just a smile. A smile is a sadaqah, a charity. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says that a smile is a charity. You're not just smiling because it's an exercise. You smile and you let somebody else see you smile. You just contributed to this person's life. It could be somebody who's not feeling good and not having a good day all day. And then they see you, and then they see that smile on your face, and then they feel like they're still good in this world. You know what I mean? You get to that point of understanding that a smile is a charity. You should never stop smiling in front of people. Now, you could also be having a bad day yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to smile 24/7 every time, every moment of your life. Of course, you know, we're people, we're humans. We're not perfect. But a smile is charity. You have not done anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't take your hands out of your pocket if you didn't have to. You didn't have to shake nobody's hand. You didn't have to pull something out and give it to somebody physically. All you had to do was smile. And that's a charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts a lot of rewards for charity. Allah multiplies rewards. But again, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing because of the reward. A reward is good, alhamdulillah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a lot of rewards for a lot of things in life. But knowing that it's the right thing to do, as me and a brother was talking about yesterday, and it brings a lot of light to your heart. Knowing the truth and knowing the right thing to be done alone is a reward. It's a rewarding situation to know that, you know what, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. I help somebody out because it's the right thing to do. You're having fun, you're celebrating your holidays or your days or your graduation or winning a game or something. It's best off to celebrate very safely, of course, and very wise, at the same time, by making somebody happy, by bringing happiness to somebody's heart. Giving is much more than money. Again, we talk about this in the Quran in so many different places. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us so many rewards for this. Alhamdulillah. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us more and more and more. And help us become thankful. Because being thankful in Islam is by also giving. Giving to the needy, giving to different causes, giving to different situations, even somebody who's probably not the most in need, but at that moment, that help would change his life. That is a good time to give. You become wise about how to give. You get wise in remembering these situations. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this Jannah that we hear about and that we talk about, made it full of rewards. There are rewards for fasting. There are rewards for giving charity. There are rewards for praying. There are rewards for this, for that, for all that stuff. There's rewards for everything. But in every action that you do, there's two fundamentals for these actions. And these fundamentals are a must. They are a must. So if, as a Muslim, you want to do this action for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then these two fundamentals got to be present. The first fundamental is sincerity in your heart that what you're doing is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the one and only worthy of being worshipped, because this is a worship. Every action that you're doing is a worship. And your entire life can be a worship. How beautiful is that? It can't be more beautiful than this. Every moment in your life can be a worship, a rewarding worship. Now, you have sincerity in your life, alhamdulillah. The second fundamental is you have to do it upon the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are limits. It's a road that you're on. Can't go too much right, can't go too far left. You got to stay in the middle. The Prophet ﷺ taught us how to do everything in life. Everything. Whether it's riding your car, or working, or doing any kind of dealings, or buying something, or taking your kids to school, or doing anything that you're doing, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has given us guidelines. So there's guidance for actions in this life and in this religion. So you have these two fundamentals in your actions, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these actions are good. They're good, they're rewarding, whether it's a reward in hasanat, in good deeds, or it's a reward in different ways. Because barakah could be a reward in your life. What's barakah? Barakah is a blessing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts barakah in your actions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts barakah in your money. You have $100 bill that you can spend so much and you still have some left in your pocket. You're like, subhanallah, how did that happen? I bought this, I bought that, I gave this, I gave that, and I still have that money. How did that happen? That's barakah, that's blessings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make that dollar go much longer than if you didn't have barakah in your money, in your wealth. That's the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. You take out some money and you give to the needy. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts barakah in your wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to us that charity does not decrease your wealth. It's a fundamental in mathematics. You take out money from your wallet. What you take 10, 20, 30, whatever money you take out of your wallet, that decreased from your wallet. That's fundamental in math. But fundamentals in barakah, subhanAllah, is a different story. It's beyond math. You take out 10, 20, $30 from your wallet and you give it to whatever cause that you give it to. And subhanAllah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give you barakah multiplied more and more than what you have given. You gave 10, you all of a sudden get some kind of either work or compensation here or there, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could keep some harm away from you with the blessings of that charity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed you to give. That's barakah. A lot of times, if you think about it and you look back at your history of actions and moving and driving and walking and playing ball, or whatever it is that you play, whatever sports you play, and you're like, subhanAllah, I was this close to breaking my leg, God forbid, or I was this close from getting hit by a bus or by a car, or I was this close of falling and banging my head. I only fell and held myself back or something, you know what I mean? These little issues that happened in your life, they're not because you're smarter or you're stronger or you're braver or whatever, or you got better skills. It's because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting you. Allah kept you this far away from that accident. You could have been killed by that far. Subhanallah. Allah has angels around us that helps protect us by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a lot of times, the charities that you give out are the reasons for these blessings that happen in your life. Sometimes you get a bonus that you didn't know about at work. You're like, oh, subhanallah. Or maybe sometimes if you're in sales or, you got a store or something, you got more business coming at you. You're like, I didn't, advertise extra this month. I didn't call out people. I didn't do more discounts or nothing. But subhanAllah, I got so much more business coming in. Why? Where did that come from? That, my friend, came from a small charity or a big charity that you've given in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or maybe it could have been something other than money. It could have been somebody that you help out every once in a while. Maybe a homeless person comes to your store and buys some food and stuff, and you're like, you know what? Take that. That's on me. That's on the house this time. Take that, fresh coffee, drink it, warm up a little bit. So, subhanAllah, these small actions can bring you a lot of barakah and a lot of blessings in your life. If you're just tuning in, whether you're on 1440 AM in your car, whether you're on your podcast listening, on YouTube, on Facebook. You are listening to the Revert Radio Show. Barakallah feekum and jazakumullah khair for tuning in. We thank you. We thank you again and again and again, because without you as the listener or the viewer or the follower, after the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these kind of shows could not go on. We do have a crowdfunding page, speaking of giving, on launchgood.com. By the way, launchgood.com, mashallah, launchgood crowdfunding is an amazing place for Muslim charities and Muslim crowdfundings. They have been a reason for a lot of fundings that's been going on around the community, around town. They've been helping out a lot of people. They've been helping out the reach of a lot of people to the right givers, the right donators. So, or the right donors, sorry. So either way, Launch Good, we have a crowdfunding on that. Please go on there and check it out. You'll have the description in the YouTube video below. And if you're on Facebook, you'll have it on there also. And we'll mention it on the podcast, inshallah ta'ala. The phone number here to call is 313-871-9656. We're talking about giving. Giving in this, not this day specifically, or not this season specifically, in every day of your life. Every day of your life got to be about giving. Giving something. Giving something, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't only tell you to give out money, doesn't only tell you to give out physical items. Giving is more than just cash or money. Giving is an action that you can do to help somebody move on in his life in a better direction. As we mentioned, a smile is enough to get you a charity count in your record by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A smile is a charity. A smile could be a sadaqah jariyah, something that would move much further more than that moment itself. So imagine this, somebody is upset with somebody and they are thinking about doing harmful acts or something harmful to somebody. And they see you in the street walking and you smile on their face. You can imagine the kind of change that can be put on this person's heart by that smile alone. You could be a reason with that smile. You could be a reason for that person not hurting anybody. You could be a reason for that with that smile, for that person to go back and rethink what he intended to do. If he had intentions in his heart to go and harm somebody, he could have enough courage now with that smile to change that intention. By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course. Giving could also increase the blessings in your life, increase the blessings in your wealth, increase the blessings in your children, in your household. How many times you see your kids playing around and all of a sudden somebody falls or somebody hits something or somebody does something crazy or stupid? You know how kids are. And then all of a sudden you're like, subhanallah, that was very close. Be careful. Stop doing that. Stop playing like that. Right? We all go through that. Especially those who got kids, or especially maybe teachers who are around kids. SubhanAllah, the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected you, and it's all in the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mashi'atullah subhanahu wa ta'ala is before anything. Because there are reasons for everything. And some of the reasons for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protecting you is a charity. a charity, a sadaqah. Sadaqah could be a sadaqah jariyah, it could be a sadaqah that just for the moment, or it could be a helping hand, or anything like that. This is very important to understand. Sadaqah is much more than money. Sadaqah is much more than funding. Funding is good. Money buys a lot of things. But a helping hand shows that you care. A helping hand for somebody who doesn't have anybody, honest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shows that you care. Shows that there's value in that person that you're helping. That person that's getting the help, whether he deserves it or not, you are doing it as a human being. You are doing it because it's the right thing to do. Maybe it took a little bit from your time. It took a little bit from your effort. Maybe it took a little bit from your money. But it shows that this person that is being helped has value in this life. So imagine the things that were going on in this person's life, and the things that are going on in his heart and his mind and his thoughts. There's a lot of people who commit suicide nowadays. And this is a crazy truth. This is a crazy fact that people are committing suicide. Regardless of what we believe about suicide and who kills who and whatever, that's a different story and a different episode and a different ruling. People who commit suicide, if by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they thought that they had value in their life, they had somebody who cared for them, they would probably change their mind. Now, we have been going on for a little while now. We only got 2 more minutes left in our show. This topic by itself can go on for hours. Wallahi, it's unbelievable. And again, I'm not talking from a scholar background or something. I'm talking about from the information that we heard from scholars. Because we're not scholars. We're never claiming to be. We are individuals just like you who are just fortunate enough to be at the platform to share this information. Again, you are listening and watching and following the Revert Radio Show right here on 1440 AM WNKM. I am Abdullah, talking to you here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from Detroit. If you want to call us, it's 313-871-9656. If you want to reach us, otherwise you can go to the Revert Radio Show on Facebook. You can find us on podcast, streaming live, or the podcast, you'll find it on iTunes or any other place that has podcasts. You can come here to YouTube and watch us and leave us comments and feedback, whatever it is that you need to leave us. We are open for all comments. We are open for all feedback. And don't forget the crowdfunding. Please help this show keep going, and come back and listen to us again and again. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.
Welcome back to the Gospel 1440 WNKM.